The show you're about to listen to may contain themes of violence, occult activity, strong language, and other sensitive material. Viewer discretion is advised. We strive to tell stories in a truthful manner, but press, media, and other sources cannot be verified. Our sources can be found in the show notes.
Well, hello everybody.
We're back.
We're back for week 4.
Wow.
Yeah. I'm
Already.
Brea.
I'm Tegan.
And we're cooking.
And we're brain soup.
We're brain soup.
Hey, we're cooking brain soup. Look
We
at
are
us go.
cooking brain soup.
Look at us go.
Oh my goodness. Well, welcome back, guys. We hope you've been listening and enjoying
What we've been putting out there.
Yes. Last week was a little different.
A little bit of a tier list.
Yes. This week is going to be about another kind of different thing. We're stepping away from the true crime for a little bit.
But we're in the spooky.
But we're in the spookies. So before we continue with that, I want to plug our social medias as we have been, because it is important.
It is important, and it's easier for you guys to see the behind the scenes.
Yeah, and what we're doing and everything. So follow us on Instagram.
Follow us on Twitter.
And follow us Facebook if you use Facebook still.
Yeah.
It's okay. And rate this podcast as well.
Please. We want to know if you guys like what we're putting out.
We do. But for this week, we're going to be doing some cryptids. Some cryptids, creatures, and creepies.
Oh my.
Oh my. So, if you don't know what a cryptid is an animal that cryptozoologists believe may exist somewhere in the wild, but are not believed to exist by the mainstream sciences. Cryptozoology is a pseudoscience which primarily looks into ancestral stories and other claims rejected by the scientific community.
Wow.
Yeah.
I have a few that come to mind.
Yes. So you probably know some of the typical cryptids out there, like Bigfoot
and
the Loch Ness Monster.
Chupacabra. I remember seeing that on the news as a kid. I'm like, what is that?
Like, what is a chupacabra?
What's gonna kill me?
Yeah.
Mothman. GoatmanS Bridge. The
Yes.
Goatman.
The Goatman. So.
Ghost.
A ghost.
Ah.
So, let's get started with
right.
Mr. Mothman. So, I love me some Mothman. He is my favorite.
He's scary.
He is scary, but I love him. The whole thing of me wanting to do cryptids started with Mothman. I saw a bumper sticker that said, I met with the Mothman and he's a gentle, caring lover.
Wow.
And I was like, okay, I agree. I was like, I love you, Mothman.
You need that sticker for your car.
I do need that sticker.
I'll look.
Yes.
I'll look for you.
It is hilarious to me. So the story of the Mothman is from Point Pleasant, West Virginia.
Hey, I was in Virginia recently.
You were in Virginia.
I
Wow.
was. Not West Virginia, but Virginia.
Yeah. So it is a battle site where the story comes from.
Okay.
And many swear it is. What am I reading? I'm lost. Okay.
Its namesake battle site, many swear, is in the first of the Revolutionary War.
Thank you for helping.
I found it.
Thank you. I got lost. So the Mothman is a bipedal, which means an animal using 2 feet to walk.
Hey, it could be like a humanoid.
Yep, a humanoid.
Whoa.
It's right there.
It is.
It's a moth-like creature with glowing eyes. And it's extraordinary. Lovingly dubbed the Mothman, the creature has risen from local appearances to national appearances and is a leader of the cryptid revival of the last 20 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
My question is, what color eyes does he glow?
They're red.
Whoa.
Red glowing
Imagine,
eyes.
like, walking around, you just see red eyes. I'm like,
I would run.
Absolutely not.
No.
Well, if you run, then you show fear.
You do. And then it would chase. That's a whole thing that is in here.
I'm predicting the future.
You are predicting it. So, I picked the Mothman too because we're Illinois folk.
We are.
And there's a lot of sightings that have happened in Chicago.
No way.
There has been, I'm not going to say our hometown name, but there's been some here too.
I wonder where.
Downtown, probably.
I was thinking in other area, like another woods here.
Okay, yeah.
I think you know what
I kind of get
Okay.
it. But in Chicago, there has been some sightings from 2017 and 2018 to even 2021. The one happened in our hometown happened in 2021.
What?
Yep. Yeah.
What the heck?
Yeah.
I want to know where.
Yeah. There's an article that I
I'll
can
find
pull
it.
up for you.
Yeah.
He's been dubbed the O'Hare Mothman too.
O'Hare. So
Like
Wisconsin.
the airport.
Oh.
So the Chicago airport O'Hare.
I was there recently too.
Yeah. There's
That's
been a lot of sightings around there.
That's scary.
But back to Point Pleasant. On November 16th of the year, I think it was in the 70s maybe, but November 16th, the Point Pleasant Register ran a story with the headline, "Couples See Man-Sized Bird, Creature, Something," marking the beginning of the rash sightings that would end in tragedy for a local community. Yeah. The sightings of the Mothman had begun a few nights prior to when this article was released, when Steve and Mary Mollett, along with Roger and Linda Scarberry, were driving on West Virginia Route 62 when they ran around a hill and came to face with the 7-foot-tall creature with large red eyes and a 10-foot wingspan.
Okay. So I'm picturing my brother right now. Hear me out here. My brother's 6'7".
Your brother's the Mothman.
I'm trying to think, like, 7 foot. I look at my brother, I'm like, you're tall. Just 7 foot, like a thing that has wings with red eyes. Absolutely not.
No. Imagine how it would look next to me. You guys are trees compared to me. If you've never seen I'll have to post the breakfast script pictures. If you've never seen me compared to Tegan.
I'm 6'1".
And I'm 5'5". So Tegan towers over me. It's so funny.
It's so funny.
But they went around this hill and they saw him. Just kind of chilling.
10-foot wingspan?
Yeah.
That's 2 of you.
That is 2 of me.
What the heck?
So they kept driving when they saw him. Like, they were like, no, sir, not today. But he reappeared in front of the car. They were hitting almost 100 miles per hour and tried to make it into town, but the creature continued to chase them, soaring high above the car and then back down again, kind of in like a waving up and down kind of motion. So he was trying to block their path. The Mothman laid down in the middle of the road in front of the car as if he was trying to get hit by it, like setting a trap for them. The couples refused to get out of their car and backed up on the highway. And finally, they made it into town. Later that night, the couples returned with the sheriff, only to discover a strange lump of dust where the creature had been laid.
Oh, he's dusty.
He is dusty.
Wow.
But moths are
Dusty.
Dusty, yeah. The article made people start to come out about their appearances of the Mothman. They started talking, the town did. You're thinking.
I am thinking. Hold on. So you think of a moth, right?
Yeah.
And my cats could easily, they love to like chase them. They like to eat them.
Yeah.
You think, you would see how easily they are killed. Why would they not just run the thing over?
Because it's big?
But if it's dusty and it's like fragile, then it should just disintegrate.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know.
You see where my brain's going?
I do, but like it's a cryptid creature, you know.
Yeah.
You don't know. Like this thing could hit your car like a deer and tear some things up.
That is true.
And I think anything with like big enough like that with an impact could.
Yeah.
So people started coming out with their stories about this creature, but others remained silent in fear of being called crazy or ridiculed for what they were saying. Then a group of grave diggers came forward telling the Point Pleasant Register Star that they had seen this creature. Reports continued for over a year, with residents hearing strange noises outside and frightening red glowing eyes staring back at them. From the darkness, many skeptics have concluded that the Mothman sightings were nothing more than a misidentified sandhill crane or a great horned owl, yet this does not explain the sightings.
No. Well, if you think about it, it is a big owl,
Kinda.
but a bug.
A bug.
That's what it is.
It is. People said that during these times they felt a feeling of impending doom and tragedy, and that the creature was causing bridges to collapse. From what I can tell of everything I watched on the Mothman, there was 3 bridges that collapsed in different places that all were traced back to sightings of the Mothman.
So he's a heavy boy.
He is a heavy boy, but it's like, it wasn't him exactly, but it's like the sighting happened and then like a tragedy struck after, you know?
Oh, I have a tangent.
Absolutely.
So, you know Zach Bagans from Ghost Hunters?
Yes.
He has a museum.
Yeah.
And you know how Post Malone went to go visit it?
Oh my God, yes, that's my
And
favorite
then
episode.
That is a train of events that happened afterwards, after he left.
Yeah.
How he was almost in a plane crash, how he got in a car accident.
Yeah.
Same kind of thing with
Yeah.
the Mothman.
Absolutely. Or like, I don't even want to talk about it because it makes me creeped out, but Robert the Doll. Have you not heard? Oh, Tegan.
Uh-oh. Oh, no.
We're going to have to...
Robert the Doll.
I'm going to write that down. But people... Or like Annabelle.
I know Annabelle.
Yeah, kind of same thing.
That's in the Zach Bagans Museum.
Yeah. Kind of the same thing happens, like where there's this object or something and then impending doom.
Okay.
Yeah. So this happened in a few different states and towns and stuff. And then after these bridges collapsed, people came forward saying that they saw the Mothman in front of like the bridge or wherever flying over.
So he seeks chaos.
He does seek chaos.
He would get along with some people, I know.
Oh, good. Oh, good God. The sightings of the creature even traveled to Germany, where a group of miners saw the Mothman. They thought it was a tall man with a dark trench coat blocking access to the area where they were entering and exiting while they were working, but it was Mr. Mothman himself. There's also sightings of the Mothman in Japan.
He's everywhere.
Yeah, and in Japan, after the sightings, then I think like a power plant, I think it was an explosion. Don't quote me on that. At the power plant.
So it's either it's him or there's more than one.
Yeah. Or he's making his rounds.
If he's making his rounds, jeez.
Yeah.
But if there's a second one, then why aren't there more?
Yeah. He out here procreating?
Yeah.
Yeah. He's little baby Mothman.
Oh, wait.
The drawings of the Mothman I see are pretty cute. But I need like a little Mothman plushie. I love him. So I picked this to be the first cryptid on our list because there, like I said, have been sightings of him right in town where we live. Now, I don't really believe in cryptids. I think they're fun. Just like I'm kind of skeptical on paranormal stuff. I just think it's fun to learn about.
Which I am not, I believe.
Yeah.
Well, I grew up with it firsthand, but we'll get into that.
Yeah. Learning about these things does make me jumpy.
Yeah, same.
Like, I wrote some more stuff down in here once we get closer into, like, the Reddit stuff that I looked up. But, like, I was getting super jumpy while researching all of this stuff.
Right. Fully, I can understand. Because even seeing, and this is another tangent, but seeing a chupacabra on the news when I was up at my family's cabin.
Yeah.
On the news, and we only got 2 channels up there.
Yeah.
On that TV. And I see something on the news about chupacabra, and I full on went into a meltdown.
Absolutely. Chupacabra was on this list.
I
and
thought
I
I
had
saw
to take it off because I was getting nervous.
Because I was, not even 10, I wouldn't say.
Yeah.
And you as a 10-year-old kid, at most, seeing that on the news, you think you're going to die.
Truly. Truly. I agree. So something also really interesting is there were sightings of the Mothman around Chernobyl.
No way.
Yeah. Yeah, I saw that and I was like,
Zach is about to lose
Yeah,
his
I
mind.
love learning about Chernobyl.
He does too.
And so when I read that, I saw this on Reddit that the sightings of Mothman happened around Chernobyl, and I was like, oh my god.
That's insane.
Because you think.
Yeah.
And with all the impending doom stuff.
Right.
And then that happens. So, yeah.
It's cool to learn about, though.
People said it did not flap its wings like a bird when it took off. It just kind of levitated up in the air. People also claimed that it would let out a shrieking noise, like a high-pitched shriek. It's just wailing, you know? And that's the Mothman, who is the love of my life.
Quick plug, Sam and Colby covered Chernobyl.
Yes.
And I saw that in your notes.
Very beautiful. Very well done on them. It's like a 3-part series.
Yeah.
And definitely recommend it.
I saw that in your notes. I'm like, Sam and Colby.
Yeah, I did put that there. Because that's how I first learned. I didn't know what Chernobyl was.
I didn't either.
Before Sam and Colby. And I'm like, why aren't we learning more about
exactly
this? Mm-hmm. Like, that's insane.
And now that the Mothman is getting kind of introduced, and it's like, why not learn more?
Absolutely. So, Mothman just causing chaos, but also a gentle and caring lover.
I guess so, according to that sticker.
According to that sticker.
This one I'm excited to learn about because I've seen a video on it.
Oh, I love these ones. Oh, cryptids and creepies are my favorites.
I don't remember if Sam and Colby covered this. I think they went there.
I think they did too.
If not, it was another group of named Mackie and Amanda.
Okay.
And they went, but I don't remember who did what. But there was a creepy occurrence that happened there.
Okay. This next one we're talking about is the GoatmanS Bridge.
Ooh.
So this is more of a ghost story than a cryptids story. I think it's a mix of both.
It's a mix of both, along with some demon stuff.
Yeah. Yep. Denton's most famous specter is a story handed down for generations with few variations, and that's the haunted bridge of the Goatman. Travelers at the old Alton Bridge, built in 1884 as a busy way through town, have long reported frightening encounters and ghostly experiences with supernatural creatures that have made it a legendary spot for Texas ghost hunters and a topic for numerous books. So, yeah. The first note I have is demons.
With an exclamation point.
With an exclamation point.
All capitalized.
Yes. Demons.
Big time.
Absolutely.
That brings me to my point. I don't remember whose video it was, though, but they had 3 candles in a triangle shape.
Ooh.
Under the bridge. I think it was GoatmanS Bridge. They were doing some type of seance, I think, and all 3 candles went out at once.
Absolutely not.
Absolutely freaking not.
No. So this bridge was originally built to connect the towns of Alton to Denton in Texas. Now, Denton only had the population of 1 person. 1 person. And it was established in 1848, as mentioned. It was chosen as the legal center of Denton County after the county seat was moved to the Denton residence of Alton. That didn't make sense. It's okay. But basically, they moved the county to Denton. Then Alton disappeared. So they kind of merged.
It would make sense if there's only 1 person in it.
Yeah, it does.
You see, I would like to live there because there's only 1 person there.
It's like somebody sat down and was like, yep, this is a town now.
Yeah.
And I live here.
But
I guess that's what the 1800s was.
Yeah, that is true.
This bridge is old.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, in current times, there's no vehicle crossing allowed anymore, but it is available for pedestrian crossing. And the town was torn down except for that bridge, and nobody knows why.
I was about to ask why.
Yeah, they could tear that bridge down and make a new bridge, but if you're thinking about demonic stuff,
you wouldn't want
to tear. So that's probably why, because you tear down that bridge, then
think about what would be released.
Whatever's there is coming home with you.
Yeah,
in your back pocket. So nobody really kind of knows why there are demons here or what happened around this area that caused all this stuff.
It could be anything.
Many people believe that bridges are gateways to other dimensions and all of that stuff, and people believe that this bridge is a gateway bridge.
I have seen that.
Yeah.
I think Sam and Colby covered that part. It makes sense, though.
Yeah. So.
Because that's not the first bridge that has...
No. Gateways or bridges are just, I feel like in almost every one of these things, or at least these two, there's mentions of bridges and stuff. They just claim them.
I don't like bridges.
I don't either.
To begin with.
Yeah, it's creepy.
Yeah.
So this dark entity is said to be a half goat, half man. Of course, named
I wonder where he got his name.
The Goatman.
I wonder where he got his name.
So there's many kind of tellings of what he looks like.
I've seen like depictions with wings.
Okay.
I think.
I feel like people put wings on things just because sometimes.
It makes it scarier.
Yeah. So I've seen like it's like goat up top, man on bottom.
Wouldn't it be considered a centaur then?
Kinda. But I feel no, isn't that when let me pull out oh, I don't have my bag in here, my bestiary that I have.
Well, because a centaur is half human, half horse.
Yeah.
So
something like
a goat
that.
isn't that far off from a horse.
No. But isn't it normally human on top?
Yeah.
This is like goat
reverse.
on top.
So it's like a Tarzan.
Kind of.
So it's it's the backwards version.
Yeah. It's said that this goat man has glowing empty eyes, goat-like horns. And then many people say it has its different quirks, but almost all legends will make something look different, you know? Nobody has one way of saying something looks like something. Also, it's a cryptid.
It's a cryptid and glowing dark eyes. How does that make sense?
So, in the depictions I've seen, they've either been yellow or red, but they're empty, you know, kind of like soulless.
Wouldn't that be black then?
I guess it could be, yeah, but in the depictions, I think they're mostly yellow.
Huh.
Yeah.
People don't make sense.
So they're just old wives' tales. So people think that there's a demon here because of Satanists who have carried out rituals on this bridge.
And under.
Under bridges is, yeah, a big hot spot for these Satanists.
Mm-hmm.
This is going to be mentioning a very sensitive topic in this next little part.
Uh-oh.
So it is said that a successful African-American goat farmer was hung on this bridge by the KKK. And he returned as the Goatman. But there's no records of this actually happening or this goat farmer existing.
I remember hearing something about that.
Yeah.
I don't remember. I think it was Sam and Chloe's video.
It might have been.
Because I remember them talking about it briefly, I think. It would make sense.
Mm-hmm.
Because it would be the top part as the head, right?
Yeah.
So the body.
Yeah.
So it could run at you on 2 feet.
Yeah. It's
Ew!
bipedal, like the Mothman.
Absolutely not. Imagine that running at you.
I would die. I think a lot of cryptids are things with wings and that are bipedal.
Are things you don't want to run
Are
from.
things you don't want near you. Another version of this legend says it's actually the goat farmer's wife who haunts this structure. The goat farmer's body disappeared. That's what's said to have happened.
Okay.
So after the body disappeared, the Klansman allegedly returned to his home and murdered the rest of his family. Another version of the famous GoatmanS Bridge legend involves the half goat, half man that guards the bridge and the forest around it. And it can be summoned by knocking 3 times on the bridge.
Wow.
So you do a quick little tap, 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 and here he comes.
Why would you want to summon that?
I don't know.
Because people are dumb?
Yeah.
Probably men.
Yeah. You know, my favorite video on this is BuzzFeed Unsolved's video.
I haven't seen it.
Oh,
I'll watch it.
Oh my gosh. It is so it's Shane.
That doesn't surprise me.
It is Shane, and he's like, I'm dancing on your bridge, goat man.
Why is he such an instigator?
I don't know.
See, it's the men.
It's
always
always the men.
There's
But
a reason.
But Ryan's all curled in the corner like, please stop. It's not me. Like, get him.
He did the same thing with the Velisca house.
He did. But it's a pretty funny video, though.
Shameless plug to our couple podcasts ago. When we talked about the Velisca house.
Yes. Watch it. Listen to it.
Please.
But yeah, I love that video of them or Shane specifically. Because that's where we get, hey, demons,
Mm-hmm.
it's me, ya boy. And I love that. Witnesses have reported sightings of the goat-like beast with glowing eyes. Others have claimed to hear sounds like hooves galloping on the bridge behind them and a growling voice ordering them to get off the bridge.
So a demon.
A demon. That's why the first word I wrote under this was demons.
Wow.
That was the GoatmanS Bridge.
Yeah.
I love listening to these things.
Highly suggest looking into it a little bit more too, see what other people think.
Yeah, there's quite a bit of stories and quite a bit about the hauntedness of it.
Yeah.
This was just a kind of a general story.
Because I like the hauntedness of the bridge.
Definitely.
There's a lot that went on over there.
There definitely is.
Especially with the KKK stuff.
Yeah.
That's kind of scary.
It is very scary. And that's like the main story that this kind of pops up everywhere. Mm-hmm. But there's no records of that happening, you know? So, but it was also the 1840s.
That might be why.
And, you know, white supremacists all over and stuff like that.
A lot of stuff could have been burned. A lot of stuff could have been...
not even recorded.
Yeah.
At first I had skinwalkers and the chupacabra on this list, but in the process of researching them, I made myself so scared that when my dog would get out of my mom and dad's like bed, I would jump.
I love Splat.
Yes. Splat was, me and him were arguing this night because he was, every time he would get down, his feet click on the floor and I would get so nervous.
Because it gallops.
Yeah. So I took those off this list and I started looking at some Reddit stories.
Up on Reddit.
Yeah. So I have a tangent.
Go for it.
About my mom.
Okay.
My mom's metal. This woman, Chrissy, is metal. She teased us mercilessly as children.
My brother teased the heck out of me.
Yeah. So my mom, growing up, I don't know if I specifically had one of these creatures that they would make up, but I know my nephew Elijah did, called Mita Mita. And whenever the boys would be bad, they'd be like, well, Mita Mita is going to come get you.
Absolutely not.
And they would quit being bad. But so my mom, there was one time I was real little and I was standing and I was playing in the sink, you know, doing something. I was like 5 or 6. This woman goes outside, walks around the house to the window that's above our sink and goes, hey, little girl, what are you doing?
Absolutely not.
And so this is why I love my mother to death. Like, my mom is just, this is how she grew up in a teasing kind of family, you know? But that's so why I'm so jumpy now as, like, an adult.
I can relate. Because my brother did a lot of the same thing. Well, my brother's 8.5 years older than me.
Yeah.
Older brother, younger sister. You kind of see where this is going.
Absolutely.
He would have me play a scary maze game. He played the YouTube video with, like, the little zombie or popping out of the side of the screen with the car. Mm-hmm. He would say that an alien's coming after me. He would hide behind a tree in the backyard.
Yeah.
And try to scare me there at night.
Yeah.
But he got payback, and I will get back to that. But it wasn't from me. It was from the ghost in my house.
Oh, goodness. See, I love everything. I actually didn't start watching horror movies until, like, 6 months ago. Mm-hmm. But I love anything, like, creepy now. It just
I do too.
Makes me kind of nervous still.
I wasn't allowed to really watch any type of, like, Insidious or anything in my house.
My mom had us watching Jeepers Creepers and, like, all the classic oldies when I was, like, 5.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you were scarred for a while.
Yeah. That's why I didn't watch horror movies or anything until, like, this year. Mm-hmm. Because I was like, I don't like that. It's too scary. But now I'm like, I love that.
I used to be terrified of ghosts. And now it's like, I will watch the paranormal stuff.
Yeah. The only thing that kind of gets me is the paranormal stuff.
You don't really see it.
Yeah. So, but this leads me onto the Reddit. I created a Reddit for this. I didn't have one before. But I was going through the Cryptid Humanoid Encounters tab. And I pulled up a couple little stories off there. Okay. So this first one is from, what is that? I don't even know. I will link
Fantastic
it.
Will.
Fantastic. Okay.
But with
yeah, it's okay.
Emphasis on something in there.
Yes.
Good name though. That's funny.
It is funny. So the cloud people took my coat, is what this is called. Yeah.
Well,
So, it starts out with so. I had almost forgotten this until I was talking with my buddy about spiritual stuff today. When I was a young kid, maybe 5 or 6, I had an encounter with something almost like a cloud person. This happened on 2 separate occasions. The first was in my kitchen, and I turned the corner and I caught this entity by surprise. It was wearing my mom's nightgown at the sink. The only part with definition was the gown. It had arms and I think it had legs, but it was almost shaped like the Michelin Man, and a translucent white got brighter and denser the more inward you looked. It didn't speak, but it kind of waved his arms at me. Not necessarily in a friendly manner, but communicating.
communicatively.
Yeah, me and big words.
Big words suck.
Yes. The second time was about a year or two later, where it was in my kitchen, where was also in my kitchen looking out the window at one the size of a child playing outside in my coat. I can't find any similar experiences. I've always wondered what, if anything, was up. He said it was aliens or my celestial family.
So this could go even into the spiritual stuff too.
Yeah.
Because it's an apparition.
It is. It is.
So if you're seeing something that looks like, he basically said his mom, right? Or
Not
and his mom,
but
like,
it was wearing their clothes.
clothes. That is odd.
Yeah. I liked it because it was like the little cloud people. It's funny.
It is funny.
Kind of funny.
It is funny.
The next one is from Kane.
071546.
Yes. That ain't no bear.
That ain't no bear.
That ain't no bear is the title. My grandmother had a story from the late 50s. She was driving north on a paved 2-lane road lined with small trees and a brush with my great aunt and one of my uncles, Ron, who was about 2 years old at the time, in the back seat. They rounded a turn while climbing a series of switchbacks up a hill. She later said, "I smelled it before we saw it." As they approached, it was standing beside the road and down a couple feet in a ditch, but it was still taller than the car by a couple of feet. When her sister saw it, she grabbed her by the arm and yelled, "Look out, Barbara, it's a bear." And she replied, "That ain't no bear."
Bigfoot.
Maybe. It stood there until it passed. It looked like a very large, hairy man. The hair was all over its face. Only its ears, lips, and eyelids lacked hair. What struck her as the most interesting is that it had, or appeared to have, no neck. Its head sat upon its shoulders in a strange way, and while watching them, it turned its whole body, and its hair was brown and matted like a stray dog. After they passed, she watched it in the rearview mirror. She later said it stepped out of the ditch on the side of the road in one large step. It stepped all the way over the center line of the road, and in one more step, it cleared the road into the ditch on the other side of the road. And within 3 steps, it had cleared 20 feet of brush and trees and had disappeared from sight. This whole time, she said her sister was holding her arm, crying and jabbering, but Ron in the back seat slept through it.
Bigfoot.
Probably Bigfoot. I mean, if you think of Bigfoot, it don't have a neck.
No.
He just kind of
there.
He just kind of there.
That was the first thing that came to mind, especially with it being the brush.
Yeah. Yeah.
And like in the wilderness.
Tall. Hairy man.
Hairy man. No neck.
No neck.
No neck man.
No neck man. That's what it's called.
Or
no
woman.
neck man. What?
Or woman.
Woman. Could be a woman. Is Bigfoot a woman? We don't know.
There could be more.
Could be more. A family of Bigfoots.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Or they don't identify. You never know.
Yeah. There's just a Bigfoot in every state, and they go to a big family reunion in, like, Yellowstone or somewhere. Does Bigfoot show up in Yellowstone? I'm sure he does.
I'm sure.
I don't know.
That's funny. I know something about this one.
Okay.
I've seen videos on it. Anthony Padilla's girlfriend. She did her makeup in the forest.
Yes. Yep.
So I've seen something about it. It's the Jersey Devil.
The Jersey Devil. So this is from Crash Copley?
Yep.
Copley. To be honest, I don't know what I saw, but I have a distinct memory of seeing something as a kid. When I was younger, we used to live near a large woods. Next to the woods was a field used by the local Little League teams. Usually my mom would take me along at my brother's soccer practice, and I would spend time swinging around on the monkey bars with the other kids. I was only about 5 or 6, so I wasn't supposed to stray far. One day, I was feeling a little braver than usual, so I decided to wander further into the woods than I was allowed to. Not far into my adventure, I found myself just out of sight from the soccer field and about to enter an area where the trees became thicker. I remember looking up, and no more than 20 yards ahead of me stood, well, something. It stood upright like a person, but instead of clothes, it had pale, sand-colored fur. It was about 8 feet tall and looked down at me with reddish-orange eyes. I wasn't scared by it, but I remember it stared at me with a stern expression on its face. A distinct, you're not supposed to be here look. This took place in northern New Jersey, but I couldn't tell you where or when since it was so long ago and we moved not long after. It may have been the Jersey Devil. However, as far as lore goes, the Jersey Devil mainly lives in the Pine Barrens, which is further south.
But that could mean anything.
Yeah.
The Jersey Devil can go anywhere. It flies.
Yeah, he's just hanging out wherever he wants to go.
What's with all these glowing eyes?
I don't know. I feel like Bigfoot is like the only cryptid that doesn't have glow. And like the Loch Ness Monster
Yeah.
doesn't have glowing eyes. And did chupacabras have glowing eyes?
I don't think so.
No. And I don't even know what a skinwalker looks like because they make me too nervous to look up.
Skinwalkers are crazy. Like, they're weird.
Yeah.
You're not even supposed to say the word.
I know you're not.
But here we are saying it.
My friend Sophia had me a little freaked out one day because I don't know if I feel like I've told somebody this story. I don't know. But she lives right in front of a graveyard. Like, literally in the back of her house is a graveyard. And, 5 Point, the turn, the big 5 Point turn that's here.
Maybe?
Okay. She lives right over by that.
Okay.
So we were sitting outside one day and we heard like a noise and she goes, "It's the skinwalkers." And I was like, "Girl, what?"
I think that is a sign of one, too.
Yes. And she knows her stuff about this stuff, too. And I was like, "Girl, you better stop." Like, so, and I'm already scared of her backyard. Like, she has to walk me out to my car.
Well, I don't blame you.
And stuff. So, yeah, she said that one day, and I was like, quit playing.
Who wants to walk out alone by a graveyard?
Not me.
Insane people.
Yes, I'm like, I couldn't even live there. Like, I'd be too nervous. Just for funsies, I found a map of all the cryptids in the U.S., and I'm going to read some of them, because there's, like, one in every state, pretty much.
Oh, really?
And let us know if you guys know any cryptids or have
Yeah.
any cryptid stories. Send it to us on our Instagram or anything.
Anything. Any of our
And we might
media
read some off.
outlets.
So, in Alabama, there's one called the White Thing.
The white thing.
The White Thing.
Wow.
I'm not sure what it looks like. In Alaska, there's one called the Tizurek, I believe. Arizona is the... I'm so sorry if I'm butchering any of these or if these are from your states and you know how to say them. The Mogollon monster. Arkansas is the Fouki monster.
That's a funny name.
Yeah.
I like
California is Tahoe Tessie. So I'm assuming it's some kind of water monster.
Yeah, I'm assuming.
From Lake Tahoe. Colorado is Slide Rock Bolter.
Wow.
So Connecticut is the Melon Heads. Oh, I'm not gonna be able to pronounce Delaware's, but it starts with a Z. It's like Zwanendel Merman.
It's a merman.
It's a merman. Florida's is the Skunk Ape.
That'd be a bad combo.
Yeah. I'm not sure if I'm gonna be able to pronounce George's either. It also is pretty fuzzy on the thing, so I'm just gonna skip it. I'll post this picture that I have with the Instagram post.
Okay.
Hawaii is the Menahuni, I believe.
I think I've heard about that.
Yeah. Idaho it looks like Charlie.
Sounds like a name.
Yeah, it's a very fuzzy picture I'm
Okay.
reading off of. Indiana is the beast of Busco.
Sounds like Cusco.
Yeah. Okay. Ours, Illinois, is the Enfield Horror. I'm not sure what that is, you know?
I feel like we would know something about
I
it
feel
if
like
it
we
was.
would too.
Might have to
If
do some more research and do a
we
part
might
2.
have to about the Illinois cryptid creature. So Iowa's is the Van Mater monster.
Tom Mater without the tub.
Kansas is Sinkhole Sam.
That should be here. With all the sinkholes we have.
Yeah. Kentucky's is the Kelly Little Green Men.
Oh.
Little Green Men.
Not little blue men.
Little Blue Men.
Those are the Smurfs. Wait, what if they're like the Smurfs' distant cousin?
Oh. Maybe.
Who knows?
Who knows? Louisiana's is Rougarou. Sounds like a Pokemon, kinda.
It does. Well, there is one called Roggenrola.
Okay.
So it's kind of close.
Yeah. Maine's is the Spectre Moose.
So a ghost moose?
Yeah. Maryland.
Maryland?
I just transported.
You did.
Maryland is Chessie, which I've heard of.
I feel like I've heard of
think
Chessie
it's-
before.
I think it's pretty much a Loch Ness kind of monster.
Chessie.
Massachusetts is the Dover Demon. Michigan's is the Michigan Dogman. Minnesota's is a Wendigo.
Wendigos get me in my spooky because there's a game called Until Dawn,
Okay.
and that's what the game is based off of, is Wendigos.
Yeah.
And the story behind Wendigos is terrifying.
It is really creepy.
We should really do a part 2 because that is a cryptid.
I agree. Part 2 cryptids come
Let us
soon.
know.
Let us know. I feel like Wendigos is a good one.
That
I
is a
know,
good one.
My favorite show is Teen Wolf, and they
Yes.
covered Wendigos in a little bit. So Wendigos. Mississippi is the Pascagoula. Is that how you say
That
it?
sounds like a Pokemon too.
River Demon or River Aliens.
Oh.
Missouri is Momo.
Is that thing that scares the crap out of me?
Is it?
That thing that was...
Is it that?
I don't know.
Because now that you're saying that, I'm like, yeah.
That would...
Ooh.
Oh, absolutely.
like
Imagine that chasing you.
I
Absolutely
think I would
not.
I think I would sacrifice myself.
I would too.
Montana is the these names. Chinooka, Warrakan,
Wow.
something like that. Nebraska is the Alkali Lake Monster. Nevada also has Tahoe Tessie.
Tahoe Tessie.
New Hampshire is the Wood Devils.
That makes sense.
Yeah. New Jersey is the Jersey Devil.
Mm-hmm.
New Mexico is the Terratorns. New York is Champy.
I think I heard of that when I actually went to New York.
Okay. Now North Carolina is the Beast of Bladenboro. North Dakota is the Thunderbird.
I've heard of that.
Ohio is the Loveland Frogman.
Ew.
Oklahoma is the Oklahoma Octopus.
Absolutely not.
Oregon is the Colossal Claude. Pennsylvania is the Squonk.
I need to know what this looks like because
The
the squonk like reminds me of like a blob,
Yes.
like a noise.
I love the word squonk.
That's a good word.
Rhode Island is Vampire Mercy Brown. South Carolina is the Lizard Man of Scape One Swamp. South Dakota is Takuhe. Tennessee has Tennessee Wildman.
That can be anybody in Tennessee though.
I know. It's just a man running around. Texas is the Chupacabra.
Texas, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Utah has Bear Lake Monster. Vermont has the Northfield Pigman.
I remember seeing something about that one too.
Virginia has the Snallygaster.
What is that?
But I feel like Virginia should have been the Mothman. Because that's where...
West Virginia's different, I thought.
Is it? Was that West Virginia?
Yeah, that was West Virginia.
Oh, okay. Never mind. Yeah, I see it on here now. Duh. Washington's Bigfoot.
Mm-hmm.
West Virginia is the Mothman.
Okay.
Wisconsin is the Beast of Brea Road.
I haven't even heard of
I
that.
haven't that, and that's real close to us.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. And Wyoming is the jackalope.
I've heard of that too.
I've heard of the jackalope. Don't know where I heard of the jackalope.
I thought that was an actual animal.
I did too.
I don't know.
I don't know. But that's cryptids.
That is cryptids. And
Cryptids, creepies, and creatures, oh my.
let us know if you want a part 2.
Let us know, because there's so many of them.
There's so many.
Everywhere.
I have potential ghost stories to tell if you guys would
Yeah.
like to hear. If you guys believe in that stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Okay.
episode 4
4 in the books.
in the books. Let us know what you guys want us to talk about.
Absolutely. And thank you very much for listening.
Yeah, thank you.
And we'll see you
In the next one.
in the next one.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.